There have been some big, hot loads of rumors just exploding on the internet for the last couple weeks about the state of PlayStation and what's going on with God of War Ragnarok. And today, I want to talk about the general nature of PlayStation because 2022 has actually been a pretty packed year, but as it stands, we don't have a lot of release dates for this back half of it. And I want to try and ask and answer the question, are they screwed? Because that seems to be the major talking point. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. I hope you're doing well. Please like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're having a very good day because honestly, mine is very, very hectic. But now let's begin with what's really going on so far. 2022 has already given us quite a few big PlayStation exclusives. Games like Horizon Forbidden West, Sifu, which obviously was on PC as well, but was a very big seller on the PlayStation. Games like Gran Turismo 7, Ghostwire Tokyo. I mean, there's been a lot of very good, very nice bops, big experiences to enjoy on the PlayStation. But as it stands, I mean, I'm recording this on June 30th. There have been so many talks that today we were going to have a grand reveal for God of War Ragnarok. The rumors were saying that we were going to see a long gameplay trailer, a new blog post that would explain the game itself, talks about the fact that apparently we were going to see the collector's edition, and of course, getting a big old fancy release date. But as it stands, it hasn't shown up. It's still big and missing in action. Is this a troubling sign? As it stands, it seems like the rest of 2022 is still going to have stuff to play. Obviously, upcoming we have Forspoken, which I'm not super hot on, but I guess is a video game. We have The Last of Us Remake, and we've got that kitty cat game Stray. Is this enough though? Part of the inspiration for this video has been these tweets I keep saying where people are doing essentially like these polls and stuff talking about the fact that God of War Ragnarok, does it need to come in 2022 or are we okay with it coming in 2023? Now next year seems like it's going to be pretty packed in general for PlayStation games. A bunch of Xbox stuff and Nintendo stuff as well, but obviously I'm just concerned today with PlayStation specifically. And as you can see, overwhelmingly people have been voting that right now they want to see God of War as soon as freaking possible. Now, a lot of people are sort of talking about this because it seems like the developers, a lot of the people involved in God of War Ragnarok have been very vocally talking about how they can't talk about the game itself. Like right here is Cory Balrog saying like, hey, we're not able to show the game right now, but it's coming up. We promise it's not delayed. Look at this. Then where the hell is it? Why are we waiting so long? Randy, the game's not make ready. Now, part of the reason I feel like there is this big debate about the state of PlayStation is because I think a lot of people are extremely excited for what 2023 is going to bring. Look at this. This is the current slate of PlayStation 5 exclusives that are in development. Final Fantasy 16, Spider-Man 2, God of War Ragnarok, which hopefully is still coming this November, Knights of the Old Republic remake, freaking Final Fantasy 7 remake part 2 called Rebirth, Marvel's Wolverine. Like, I think Wolverine's probably coming out in 2024, but this is an extremely packed catalog of just games, and all of these are just coming to PlayStation. More importantly, though, I do feel like right now people know that next year is going to be great. Next year is definitely going to be packed. I think people are curious what's going to fill in those gaps for the rest of this year. The reason I want to try and ask and answer the question of, is PlayStation screwed for 2022 without God of War Ragnarok or without some sort of final big holiday release, is because it does feel like finally people are buying PlayStation 5s. This is a poll I did on my Twitter account, which I'll be honest, I'm completely shocked by the results. This has almost 4,000 votes, and I asked gaming question of the day. It has now been a year and a half since the PlayStation 5 came out. Next gen consoles are out. Now, what do you have right now? I have a PlayStation 5. I have an Xbox Series. I'm still looking for one, or I don't want one. Overwhelmingly, people have voted that they have a PlayStation 5. Over, like, what is my rough napkin math? It's about 2,100 people of this polling have said they do already have a PlayStation 5. Now, Sony realizes that these numbers are going up. I think that right now this generation does feel a little bit different because of the chip shortages, but however it's happening, however it needs to happen, people are finally getting those PlayStation 5s. So now it just comes down to, what the heck are we going to play? We need games, 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 games. And while I am very excited for Stray, that kitty cat game looks fantastic, I do know that sometimes that's not the attention-grabbing AAA release that some people are probably hoping we'll get. As it currently stands, I still fully believe that we're going to get God of War Ragnarok this year. I fully believe the game is primed, it's ready to go. It's weird that the developers are talking so much about how the game isn't ready, because, I don't know, if they're trying to get this out the door by November, which multiple leaks have said, I think this could be a good chance for, like, Sony to sort of show their production styles, show that they can get a game out the door on time by a big schedule. Now, my only concern right now is not just with the releases, it's some of this third-party stuff. I do think that right now the third-party big sales stuff, Call of Duty, like even cross-platform stuff, ends up being a big success for Sony. I've looked at the sales numbers. Whenever a big AAA game comes out, like Dying Light 2 or some huge Ubisoft game, stuff like that, they end up really boosting console sales as well for everybody, but especially PlayStation, because people want a place to play it and some trophies to collect. I think that, oddly enough, what may end up hurting the PlayStation, at least in the short term, is if Forspoken comes out and the game sucks ass. I think that if Square Enix is putting out bad game after bad game, that's going to hurt their deals. Because keep in mind, what's the last Square Enix game that came out for the PlayStation? Oh yeah, Babylon's Fall. That game, I think I gave it like a 2 out of 10. It's literally that freaking abysmal. I'm hoping that more than just God of War Ragnarok, more than just The Last of Us Remake, I'm hoping we have some other big banger. And then, in a weird way, and then after that, I really want to see Sony start to really double down on their current services. I mean, this is a personal demand, but I would love to see native PlayStation 3 games put onto the PlayStation Plus premium service. I want to see old games coming forward. I want to see them just sort of flesh out the catalog of every aspect of PlayStation, both old and new. If God of War Ragnarok is delayed, which we might learn about today at some point, and I will make a video about it, I do think it's going to hurt the PlayStation brand. I do think there's going to be a lot of tweets and viral people dunking on the fact that PlayStation was not able to get it done. But if they do release it this year, I do think that the total sales of PlayStation 5 this year are going to be way, way higher. This is just some off-the-cuff thoughts, though. As it stands, I mean, I'm not a Sony investor. I don't particularly care, but I am really excited for more Spider-Man, more God of War, more goodness across the Sony system. What do you think? Have you gotten a PlayStation 5 yet? Do you have a PlayStation 4 Pro? Are you ready for this, or is this all just a bunch of blah? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. But do me the biggest favor of all, and keep dreaming. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.